Welcome to Success, Love, and Fulfillment Secrets, the place where you discover powerful distinctions to spiral your life upwards.
Soraya has an incredible amount of wisdom and discernment.
The results that I've been having, they've been amazing. I've been blown away, having a better state of mind.
I've been able to turn my marriage around. I've been able to find direction in my professional life.
My name is Soraya Otana. I am a life designer, and I am here to inspire you to design a life you love.
Now I know where I'm going, what do I want. My results are being outstanding. Happy for the experience and happy for the results, and I'm happy.
Working with Soraya will move your life forward in ways that you don't even realize.
I have a sense of hope, and I can become the leader that I want to become with my family and with my business.
Ready? Let's discover your secret of the day. Hi, this is Soraya Otana, and I am so excited that we get to share this time together on another episode of Secrets to Success, Love, and Fulfillment. And you get to design the relationship that you want. We've been talking about in the last episodes about the importance of bringing the pillars and establishing pillars that are going to create a bulletproof relationship with your loved one. And we talked about the importance of communication. We talked about respect, definitely. And we talked about the base ground of trust. Without trust, you have nothing. You do not have the relationship that you want. And today we get to talk about a topic that I love because it brings so much fun into the relationship. And you know, if you're not having fun, you are doing something wrong. It so happens that in a relationship, the routine starts eating up what the relationship is. It starts eroding. All the beauty, all the funness, all the sexiness, all the juicy, it starts taking it away and chipping it away. So I'm going to invite you today to take a closer look at what's going on under the hood of your relationship. And I also want to mention that while these are not the only components that make a relationship strong, you definitely want to bring into the picture sex and the beauty that comes with it, and how you can be so vulnerable with somebody and create something magical and amazing. And that's really the glue of any relationship and what it does for it. And somebody says that sex happens pretty much 10% of the time, and it affects 90% of the relationship. So definitely that is a topic that you want to bring in, where it's a healthy sexual relationship that you have with your partner, and where the fireworks are happening, where there is a vulnerability being protected. And there's so much stuff that we could talk about. We're not going to do it in this episode or in this podcast. I do that during my live events or when we do a 2-day intensive for you and your spouse. However, that is the glue. That is what makes difference between you having a roommate or a friend, is bringing that element. And today we're focusing on how to support your partner's strengths, because that is so important, so critical to the success of your relationship. You know, I was talking to one of my clients recently because we were talking about this very topic, and I was saying, you know, so many people don't realize that having that loving relationship is it's like owning a house. When you own a house, you know that you need to be mindful and paying attention of those details that create your house to be a place, a haven, a place that you want to live in, by the fact that it's a beautiful place, right? And if you're not careful, and you don't notice that suddenly there's a pipe that is calling your attention, and there's a light bulb that went out here, and there's something that broke over there and that you need to fix. If you're not careful, what's going to happen down the road, if you continue going that way, is that whenever you want to get rid of the house, you're going to need to call 1-800 come and buy my house cheap, because nobody really wants to come and move into a house that has not been taken care of, where the wall is coming off. It's like the peel is coming off, where there's leaks on the ceiling, where there's leaks the piping, where the air conditioning is broken. And isn't that what sometimes we do with our very own relationship, our marriage, our relationship with our partner? Because we did not take care of the details, because life happened, because what people said, the honeymoon phase was over, where the oxytocin and the dopamine were at play, and there was a big party that they were getting thrown. Now it's gone, like forever, disappeared. And now I am left with this one creature that is my spouse, and that sometimes I feel like tying around and taking them, tying them to the car and taking them for a ride, taking them for a spin around the block. So yes, I am stuck with this. And today I'm going to tell you, no, you don't need to be stuck. You can change that around. That what happens is that when the oxytocin is out the door in that early stage, we believe that it's gone and that the magic of the relationship has dissipated. No, we allow for that to happen, but you can bring it back. And as much as we want it to stay the same, it won't. Relationships evolve. The only constant in life is change. So you're going to change by default. Your body's going to change. Life is going to change. Circumstances are going to change. The economy is going to change. Society is going to change. And your relationship is going to change, because it's going to be affected by so many outside factors and then the inside factors. However, you can create whatever you want. And my invitation to you is that you create a bulletproof relationship. And that's why we're talking about this and creating these pillars. And today is what do you do to create that house, that is your emotional house, your emotional relationship that you have with somebody. I'm going to invite you to do something that many couples do not do, and talk about your dreams. Talk about supporting each other's dreams. So I would invite you for you to get into a conversation and have this talk. What is it that you like? What is it that you want? What are your deepest desires? Let's dream for a bit. Let's not make it right or wrong. Let's just dream. Fill in the blank. If you could blank, you would blank. What would you do? If money was not an object, what would you do? What would you like to work? Where would you like to wake up? Where would you like to be? What would you like to do? What would your day consist of? Who would be around? Where would it be? And listen to your spouse. And when you go into this conversation, I am really talking about listening, because many times what we do is we're listening to agree or disagree. We are not listening to understand really what's going on. So my invitation is, open your ears, open your heart, quiet your mind, quiet your mouth, and listen to what your partner is telling you. And you may ask, and you may discuss too, where do you see us in 20 years, in 10 years, 5 years? What age are we in by then? Do we have kids? Where will they be? Where do we want to be? And have that conversation that totally creates an opportunity for you to go elsewhere where you probably haven't been today, where you've been caught up into the dailiness, the minutia of the day, and the bills needing to get paid and the laundry needing to be made. But what have you talked about? What are each other's dreams? And ask them, how could I support you? How could I support that dream of yours? Many times we think that if we listen to that, then we will have to sacrifice something. And yes, there might be some compromising, just like anything when you are in a relationship. However, what if you could create something where you say, this is my biggest and wildest dreams, and what are yours? And then we bring them and we can create a common ground. How could we make that happen? How can we spiral our relationship so up that we make those dreams happen? And you get to see that. So you want to ask and find ways on how you may support your spouse. Sometimes is by telling them, by encouraging them to pursue that. Sometimes it's by going the extra little mile. If your spouse wants to take a second career and you know that you can decide that that's the way to go, what if you brought information for the school, from the college, from the class, for whatever it is, and you put it in front of them? That would be a way to support, right? What if you come up with ideas how you're going to make that happen financially? What does that look like? Sometimes people want to pursue their dreams that are outside of their own city. Is that something that you'd be willing to do? So what could you come up with? What are some ideas? And you can allow yourself to give permission to dream. How much can you support your spouse? Because the same thing goes for true for you. So this is not a one-way street. This is a conversation that you have with them, but this is a conversation that you also take on your end, and you say, this is what I want. This is what makes my heart thrive, what makes my heart sing, and I don't want to die with the music in the inside. You only live once. And as we see hurricanes taking over islands and massive destructions and earthquakes and fires and accidents and massive shootings and so many things, you realize that life is indeed fragile. And you might not want to give up all of your dreams because you couldn't do them at one point. It's not worth it. And I'm inviting you today to pick it up and say, you know what, I've let this to rest. And today I am rescuing, I am RCPing these dreams and doing it with your spouse. Imagine creating that synergy with them. What would be possible? What could you create? So my invitation to you today is to create something that is outstanding with the one person that you love and you can passionately love and love the most because you're committed to them. An amazingly fulfilling relationship is possible if you give yourself permission and if you have these kind of conversations and if you go and get the tools necessary to make it happen. And if you don't think that you can do it, if you don't think that it's even within you to do it because you have died to that idea already because the responsibilities of life came or whatever that story is, I'm going to invite you to get into a conversation with somebody. You can definitely talk to me. You're a conversation away to seriously fulfilling the dreams, the life that you want. It is possible. I'm making it happen. I found myself years ago drowning and crying my eyes out and my dreams out and everything out. And I didn't see how anything could be possible. And you know what? It is. And it's available for you. So I'm inviting you to not stay the same and actually design a life that you love because it is your God-given right. And you get to do it. This is Rayatana. Thank you for being here with me. I look forward to connecting with you, whether one of my live events, whether in a trip. If you want to join me traveling for fun with a peer group that you'll enjoy, or whether it is a 2-day intensive or coaching with me one-on-one, or just having a virtual coffee date. Whatever it is for you, let's get you to design a life you love. Thank you for being here. I look forward to connecting with you on our next episode. In the meantime, I'm sending you a hug. Ciao, ciao. Thank you for being here today. Find out what opportunities are available for you to start designing a life you love now by checking out the links. I look forward to connecting with you and seeing you live your best life yet. Hugs.